Now.
Hey!
That was so lackluster.
Totally fine.
Good evening.
Good evening.
Welcome to a new game.
Well, thank you.
In which there are pirates and dragons, centaurs. Oh my.
Hey, there's gonna be pirates. Did you hear that? Take notes.
I would like to read a little passage that I've written to get this party started. I want to be able to read it without interruption. Can we do that?
I make no promises.
I get all of your sassy one-liners out of the way, guys.
God, dude, no, come on, man.
Taylor, I
If the
just...
Hunger Games thing was any indication, we all know I'm never going to stop. But yes, I will remain silent.
Can't stop, won't stop.
Alright, you are free to read.
The world is Elysium. The land is protected and overseen by the pantheon of gods called the Olympians, including their minor gods and their demigods, which are offspring of mortal and god. Elysium consists of 2 large bodies of land, and many islands in between. Several kingdoms are scattered throughout this land. However, the recognized capital of Elysium, the largest kingdom, and the most populated is Olympia, positioned at the very base of Mount Olympus, which is believed to be the home of the gods. Elysium has stood as an isolated entity in the known world for most of its existence. However, in recent years, there has been the occasional foreigner who brings new beliefs, customs, and trade. Reception of these new folk has been very mixed. Amidst the people of Elysium, there is the widely known belief, or faith, in the Olympians. However, as monsters in the wild continue to grow, and the age of heroes begins to fade, and with strangers washing up on shore, people are beginning to believe there may be a change in the winds. For many, there seems to be a fast approaching tipping point for Elysium that may raise it higher into greater heights, or drop it crashing down into the underworld. The 3 of you find yourself in the middle of the kingdom called Redstone, during their annual Festival of Stars. You 3 have agreed to sign up for the renowned star-chasing ceremony, in which you will work together as a team to try and find the inevitable star that will fall tonight. Whosoever finds this star first is granted 1 wish of unlimited potential. I would like for the 3 of you then to take turns to announce who your characters are.
Oh.
Trevor.
We're starting with me, eh? Alright.
Sure.
Full disclosure, gonna try and do an accent. Have not practiced this one at all. We're gonna see how this goes.
Are you
Canadian?
going for a female voice?
As female as I can possibly do.
The whole campaign.
Is that okay?
Yeah, you're
The
about to hear
whole
what...
campaign.
That was totally facetious. My voice is so deep that it's gonna sound like the... Never mind.
Okay.
Huh.
Okay.
We have a standard rule to not make fun of accents here. Anyway, we...
You're funny!
I am quite funny, yes. Yes.
My character's name is Dionysia. She is a half-Gorgon. I don't know, should I go into my whole backstory or no?
However much you want to share at this point. However much you would share with these 2 strangers that you were signed up with.
I was
Said
expecting
nothing
you
at all.
I was expecting you to go Canadian.
Oh, Canadian, eh?
Yeah.
I can do that for you.
Yeah.
But I'm not going to. I'm going to go with this one.
Okay.
Half Gorgon that's a Canadian?
Absolutely.
That's freaking weird.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Is it any weirder than the fact that I have snakes for hair?
But nobody can see them.
Nobody can see them, yes. For a Gorgon, I do pass as a human quite easily. The snakes are very much under my control. I often leave my hair pulled back into what looks like very nasty dreadlocks.
Gross.
Yes, but
You
it
sound
keeps people
you
away.
sound like Inigo Montoya doing a Russian accent.
A little bit.
Maybe that's exactly what he wants, Jeff.
Yeah.
I'm just like I like it.
Let's hear what your centaur is. Check. No, I'm just kidding.
Spoiler alert.
Okay?
Spoiler alert, yep.
And
Let's go with that for now.
It crosses what?
I'm going for the healer.
And your name was Dionysus?
Dionysia.
Dionysia.
I'm going to have to get used to saying these Greco-Roman inspired names because they're a bit different. Dionysia.
Mm-hmm. Well done.
Dionysia.
Dionysia.
I'm going to go with Taylor next.
So I'm Pyra. She's a Tiefling. Elementalist / pyromancer.
I thought you were gonna go with ice.
With
a name like Pyra.
No, it was a close call.
Yeah.
Bonita.
Yeah. She's got a
No, speaking to
reddish
the twin
skin.
twister, Phrygia.
Phrygia. Yes.
The fire mage.
She's got reddish skin and white hair that she really long, usually pulled back into like a long braid, but otherwise.
My old character would be very turned on by Kyra.
What do you?
Phobos.
Are you Phobos. I was going to say,
yeah.
like, Dionysia?
No.
Really?
No, my old character. Possibly Dionysia, yeah.
I will turn lesbian for you.
You don't know how I roll.
Jeffrey.
Hello, everyone. My name is Jeff, the creator of V&D. Oh, I'm talking about my character, sorry. Hi.
Stop stroking at the table. Just get on with it.
I am going to satisfy the role, eventually, of being the party's tank, but not a level 1. I'm playing essentially a paladin class, and I'm a centaur, and my name is Angoramir. You can also call me Angor or Ang.
Oh, God. Nobody call him Ang. Please don't.
I will let you die.
Anyway,
Oh.
Angoramir, being a centaur, loves log walks on the beach.
Wait, does he have like Fabio hair?
No, he's not blonde.
Darn it.
Yeah,
Just as he runs in his centaur body, his hair's just flowing behind him.
I'm a pretty big horsey. I'm 6'7". I weigh over 700 pounds, and I have brown hair and a black mane and green eyes.
Ooh, sexy.
So when you say mane,
Yes.
I mean, there's no horse head, so where is it going down like your spine?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I don't know why that just never occurred to me.
I have back hair, bro.
Bro, it's...
Bro, I got back hair. So like my human head of hair is black, and it goes down my spine.
Makes sense.
Interesting.
Dope.
Okay. You were all in Redstone. You all joined up for this little excavation to find the star when it will inevitably fall tonight, as said before during my preamble. Please listen. Also,
This is preamble.
it is good to know that to enroll in this whole journey thing is completely free. It's a fun part of the festival that anybody can do at all, but everybody is forewarned, it could land anywhere on this island. Anywhere. So you could be journeying pretty far, or it could be like right in front of us. But whoever gets to it first gets the wish. That is the rule. Another rule is that you need to expect that there is going to be danger along the way, because it could land anywhere. So what if it lands on top of a dragon's mouth? Or a cave of
Sucks
goblins?
for the dragon.
Yeah. So, I mean, granted, you can loot the dead dragon, but I mean, we don't know. So, go in knowing that you may have to protect yourself. The last thing is, she's very forgetful. Enjoy yourselves. God,
Who's
what was
she?
it? The person describing the whole event.
Got it.
The Effie trinket.
The Effie trinket, if you will, of this whole event. Also, while the star is not yet... Oh, that was the last one. I remember it.
So proud.
Shut up. There is a very hard rule that will be reinforced no matter what. There is no interfering with other parties, like no violence between parties to to get to the star before them.
Right.
Yes?
2 questions. Number 1, if it lands anywhere on this island, is there like one governing body that controls everything on the island? Like, or are there places that are different cities, so it's just like rules might be a little different?
Different cities.
So how do they enforce that?
We have yet to see the star land completely in like a different city besides Redstone. It's always within a couple miles, but we have to cover any sort of contingency. So if it happens to land in the mountains where you know who lives, then we will cross that.
You know.
Can
We'll
you
get there.
can you do me just a slight favor, Dionysia?
Dionysia.
Very close.
Fucking shit. Dionysia,
Perfect.
can you...
Petrify him now. Reveal your secrets.
Can you use your character voice only when you're speaking as your character?
Maybe I'm just practicing, Jeff.
It was
Maybe
really
that
throwing
was
me off when you were
Dionysia
talking.
asking the person apparently the Effie trinket.
Okay, that's fair.
He is talking to an in-game
Oh,
person.
okay,
yes.
okay. Because it was like really throwing me off because it seemed like you were talking to like Tommy, and
There
I
you
was
go.
like,
All right, so question to Tommy then. What denotes the... Because there's the no interference policy with
Yes.
the other parties.
Yes.
What denotes a party of people so that we know?
So it's a maximum of 5, but there are some... She looks around. Actually, most of them are 5. And your other people should be coming along too. But we're waiting for a few more people to sign
Is
up.
everybody wearing like a sash? Or how are
Oh,
we supposed
that's
to
what
know?
you mean. Yes, there's actually a belt sash that you wear on your belt.
Gotcha.
They're bright red.
Cool. So that's what we keep an eye out for so we don't mess with them.
Yes.
The Varich. Got it.
See.
This is a very manly sounding woman running the event.
Don't you judge
Well,
me.
she's half Gorgon, so, you know.
Oh, okay.
totally.
This happens to sound exactly.
Hey, I had a question. How does this all work?
Yes, little lady?
It's like a 4.5 foot tall like gnome, just like, yeah, what's up?
Hey.
So, while you guys are waiting for the star to fall, I will want you to take a look around and see what other things are around the festival. You do so, and there are a lot of little shops all around. There's potion shops, there's weapon shops, there's little venues where they're displaying new inventions from around Elysium, including what you guys would recognize as like a personal roller coaster, which has never been seen before. Like, you get in a little cart and like you go up a track and you ride around a little thing, and the kids are loving it. You all have never seen anything like that before. You're also seeing things that look like a treadmill. You're seeing things that look like a reinvented chariot. You're seeing different, a lot of inventions that really kind of surprise you. What did you say that made the whole party laugh, but I didn't hear?
That seems unsafe.
His genuine concern really sold it.
Sorry. Oh, man.
Like this half Gorgon looking at me like, it seems unsafe.
But what about the children?
Think of the children.
So I will have this little meta moment of, is there any shopping that you all want to take care of quickly before true game starts? Yes, Trevor.
I'd like to see if I could purchase a staff of some kind.
The staves.
Yeah. It might be a little bit out of my price range. Worth looking.
Oh my god, there is a staff. Roll 20.
Shiggity shiggity
There's
schwa.
20 of them.
Oh. Quantities.
There's one merchant that is blatantly selling necromantic items. There's another one who seems to be selling more nature-centric ones, but she has like only stabs, no rods. And then the last one, oh my god, has an assortment. It's like one of those merchants in Skyrim. It's like, oh, a little bit of this, a little bit of that.
Bellathor.
Something like that. Where it's one of those stores that kind of has a bit of everything.
I call them the treasures.
So that's exactly right. So let's find out. I'm going to say there's one staff left, and it's not in the best condition, which is fitting for starting game. It
Almost
is.
like you made it that way.
It is. I'm going to make it arcane, so it's not going to be elemental.
That's fair.
And then the cost of it is 500.
Oh!
Outrageous.
Buy my shitty staff. 500.
So, I mean, I don't know if you want me to RP it, but I'm going to haggle
'Kay.
for sure on that.
Okay.
Oh man, no one has cunning.
Is this the correct price tag?
Oh yeah, that'd be so. Yeah,
500 gold.
indeed.
It's got literal chips out of it.
That would be true. Yeah.
So
Yeah.
what would it have been otherwise?
So it's actually cheaper, but it's actually very popular during this festival to have a staff, and so I've been ranking them higher to get a bit more of a buck. I mean gold.
So you're looking me in my eyes and telling me you're gouging me for prices.
Not at all. You haven't bought anything. I haven't gouged you. I'm telling you the fact.
260.
Give me a cunning check. That's going to fail.
I've got zero cunning. 11. It's actually better than I thought I was straight up waiting for a nat 1.
He looks at you, and something about you is kind of giving him a weird feeling. And maybe he
That
feels
would be
like
the open hostility.
maybe. And he starts feeling a little uncomfortable, and he's like, "I won't go below 400."
Trevor is too brain dead to think of something clever to say, so
Oh.
I'm like just waiting for my brain to actually activate.
There's a group of 2 teenage girls that come up looking at amulets, and he's like, "Please excuse me." And he looks over at them, starts helping them instead. His back is now to the staff.
So that was one of the. I'm not gonna fucking try and steal it. I'm the healer, dude. No way. That's just
You
no way.
flop
I'm gonna
over the
succeed in
counter, try clawing for it.
that. Like no stealth to it. I'll just grab it, smack him on the way out. Clearly, that's not gonna come back to haunt me.
I think you want something.
He's very clearly asking.
He really wants to go.
I'll take him out. I just have the timer going, so.
That was just one shop that had those, right?
Correct.
I'll go check on the other one, see if there's one for cheaper.
The other 3, or the other 2 that had, the other 2 that had wares are much more expensive.
Oh, well, these guys. Alright, cool. No staff for me. Fine.
Anybody else want anything to shop for before we fully begin?
Oh. Nah. I was gonna go for a potion, but I figured that's gonna be out of the price range too.
There are potions, and there are minor health potions that are left. They're 120 each.
Nope.
All right.
Just decided one of the character's traits, frugality. Just decided that. Running with it.
My character is going to walk over to the shops and in the efforts to find a buckler. Really, I just want like something, a little something.
Smart.
You will definitely find armorers,
Armorer.
and you find them, and they're actually quite helpful. Wow, I can't talk
Armorer.
because they're making so much money during these events. They say, "Oh, you want a buckler? Absolutely. We got one made of armor right here, 150."
Wow, a shield made out of armor, huh? Sorry.
Amazing. So I imagine. Okay, sorry. So I'll be in character. 150?
Mm-hmm. That's 100 plus a 50. Yep. The kid's like 14.
Just stomp him to death.
What's the island's name that I came from? The Northeast Island?
The Northeast Island you have forgotten.
I forgot.
Part of the spell.
So I come from a land far away, and
New Zealand?
I don't
New
know
Zealand.
that place, but I seem to have forgotten
Me too.
where I came from, and I'm here in the hopes that I can wish my way back home. All the money I have is 145, and I don't even know how I got that. If I can please give you my 145 in exchange for this very nice looking buckler, Poseidon would be very grateful. And I bow.
Please give me a d20 cunning check.
Thank you.
Okay, William.
13 plus 0.
Nice.
You outweigh his willpower. And he looks sideways towards his masters,
Donk.
pushes it towards you, and says, "Just pay me what you can."
I give him one gold. No.
You just told him you have 145.
I give him 100. Well, all that I can. I mean, I give him 145. I push the 145 forward as I grab and clutch the shield.
Mhm.
I pull it up off the table.
Sick.
I immediately put it on my left forearm, and I say, "Thank you."
He nods a little bit weirded out because he's not used to centaur communication. And he nods a little bit back, and he's like, "You're most welcome."
I don't appreciate your mimicry.
I'm not trying to. Sir. I'm really not trying. I'm just trying to earn a wage here, sir. I'm so sorry.
I'm just kidding.
I'm flashing back to our Rayleigh's days.
He can't hear anything you're saying because he's hyperventilating.
Please, calm down.
Breath.
Okay. Enjoy your festival,
I
sir.
was a young kid once as well. And let me tell you.
Don't you mean full?
Boy, he'd be a cult.
Fuck!
It was close.
Oh, so close. I watched My Little Pony, too. I should know that. Anyway.
Full could be either. Philly would be the
Thank you.
Dare you prove me wrong?
Sorry.
Thank you.
No,
I
that's
appreciate this so much.
Yeah, you would definitely know better than me on that one, for sure.
I said that in the hopes to get you laughing, not afraid of me.
He actually almost immediately brightens up and he's like, oh. Because he's not quite used to people treating him specifically with good-naturedness. So he's like astonished that someone even gives him the time of day and tried to make him feel good at all. So he's like, well, thank you.
You did me a favor, and us centaurs have very colorful humor.
He smiles awkwardly back.
I'm going to go find that shooting star now.
Lovely. I wish you luck. I do really hope that you make it.
I really wish that you could wish your way home so that you could never come here again.
No, but if he says that he hopes that I find the star,
Yeah.
I say, I extend my sincerest thanks. I walk away.
Just not gonna stop.
Bonnie, I mean Pyra, what would you would you like anything? Or try for anything?
This is just a one-day thing.
It will last as long as it takes to get the star onto the ground. But yes, it happens this night every year, so it's bound to only happen tonight. But the festival, like, market tends to stay open for a day or two after the star falls. So these shops aren't probably going anywhere for at least another day.
Okay.
Spoilers, but you would know that if you talk to people.
Yeah. Then, no, I don't think there's anything I need.
Okay. Yes.
So this is just kind of like an opening ceremony. And then, like,
Yes.
even if it takes weeks upon weeks to find the star,
Yes.
everybody around here is just going to do their thing.
Correct.
Duh.
Okay. There's also something that you should know before we fully start. This ceremony, or this festival, has existed for the last 4 years. There has only been 2 successful people to find the star. The very first year, which is how this all got started, and it was the king himself of Redstone that found it. The next year, nobody found it. The year after, some bloke in the village or in a nearby village did find it. Now he lives in the kingdom, but he does not talk to anyone.
That's right. You told us about that one.
Does not talk to anyone. And you also don't see him at the festival. He doesn't want to find the star again. He just is very isolated. Last year, nobody found it. Now this is the 5th year. Okay?
Anybody know what happens to the stars that don't get found?
The king and the person that found it before have never really disclosed that information.
Yeah, so
they're just
if
dumb,
this
dumb
is
stars.
this is year 5, so the first 4 years, if it was only found twice, it was found, then not found, then found, then not found.
Correct.
So
And
this
then
should
it's
be
the
a
5th year.
found year.
Yeah, it should be every other year.
Correct.
There should be a rhythm,
And
like
rhyme.
roulette numbers. They should have a rhythm.
Like the tide.
Rhythm and rhyme.
Yes.
It's going to be so fun having him here live every session.
Because I'm a jackass. Anyway.
Suddenly, the world begins to rumble around you.
Oh God.
There is a flash of light that blares across the entire night sky as if it's suddenly daytime. And then, as fast as you can blink, that light dims to one concentrated ball of fire that shoots out of the constellation Zeus. By the way, all the gods have their own constellations. Yay. The constellation Zeus loses its ankle. And the star falls and plummets, and people are looking up. They're screaming. They're freaking out. They're like trying to shout for it to go in a different way and like come closer. What are you doing, you fucking star? And
It's like the people at a crowd with a t-shirt cannon.
a lot of the torches are suddenly very quickly dunked into water, like water barrels, so that everybody can see it better. And you see that if you are looking completely south, it would be off to your right, toward the west, and it would be landing just on the cusp of directly west. You know that in that direction it is a bit hilly, and it slopes up a bit, and there's rockiness, there's forests, and you also know that Redstone had became a known kingdom because of its wealth after mining luxurious stones and ores and things like that. So the mines are in that direction as well.
Mine?
Mine. Y'all have not seen another teammate of yours show up.
I go, nay! And I immediately start riding towards the west.
Start writing yourself
Yes.
up and out there.
Yes.
I love that he says nay first. Nay! Not even like trying to sound like a horse.
Yeah.
Nay. It's just amazing.
No.
Amazing.
Nay.
People see you do so, and they're just like, is he joking? And you all make your way out together?
Well, you said we haven't found either of us. So
Oh,
how
no,
are we supposed to know who our
the
teammate is?
three of you are together, but
Oh.
I'm saying to you, like, number 4 and 5, if there was going to be a 4 and 5 in your group, have not shown up. So,
What?
yes.
Oh yeah, I remember you saying that, but I didn't realize I was with these two.
You guys would all have heard the introduction from that lady in the beginning, knowing that the 3 of you were in a group together.
Dude, okay, this would have been solved before the star fell, but am I able to carry them on my back?
No.
What about one of them?
They are too large.
Take the one with the horns. I do not want to get on that. Dick. If you
Well,
hadn't done it.
if either one of you is too big to ride on me, then
Yeah.
I'm not going to have that conversation because I
Actually,
innately know that they're too big to ride me. So
Let's find out. How much do you guys both weigh?
150.
Okay.
I never determined that, but I was about 6'1".
Jesus Christ.
I'm going to guess you're bigger than 150. 6'1", how tall are you, Trevor? Dionysia?
5'11".
You can definitely not carry either of them. Alright.
I go, nay, a minute. And
Wow.
That was amazing. Well, did you forget something?
I walk at their pace.
Thank you.
What? So, alright. You guys see a bunch of groups just charging into the forest. Like, I'm going to imagine that you're now outside the gates leading west, and you're seeing a bunch of parties, like, shouting at each other, like, let's go, come on, up the hill, let's go, it must be in the forest. And you all watch this happen, and you have a choice to make. Because you all see in the corner of your eye that there's actually a mine entrance to your right that nobody seems to be going for because everybody seems to be running away from it and more towards the direct forest. So you have a choice to either go through the forest, where everybody else is going, or through the cave.
I hunker down a little bit and like do like a half sit. You know how like horses do like sit with just their hind legs?
So you're a dog. Okay, got it.
Yeah.
Are you the horse from Tangled? Because otherwise I haven't seen that.
They sit,
Yes, the horse from Tangled.
yeah,
Maximus. Anyway,
but like cooler. Yeah.
just like...
Yeah, yeah.
Sick.
So I'm ing. Okay. I look up at the stars.
PFFing, got it.
Yes. I look up at the stars and I go
Roll me a d20 check to get your foresight mystic ability going.
Do you have any idea what he's doing?
Your guess is as good as mine.
5 plus whatever.
You do not get any sort of indication.
Okay.
I'm going to say it's because there are so many people running around and there's so much churning energy. It's hard to really divine it. Yeah.
I tell my teammates, Pyra and Dionysia, I'm speaking to you calmly because I know the way.
I believe him.
Give me a cunning check, Jeff. You are going to roll a true check.
19.
19.
I'm going to say that you do convince him decently enough that you have enough doubt to think maybe he knows something, because I'm not familiar with these lands.
What do you know?
I've come long and far, and I know, without a doubt, that everyone is running to the west. The obvious choice, when behind me, which I'm positioning myself, it's actually behind me, is a cave, a mine, and an unpoof.
I simultaneously love and hate your character.
Good, that's what I'm going for.
You were nailing it, buddy.
And I believe through my travels that the...
That's gotta be so hard to keep a straight face.
It's
Because I'm gonna
really-
keep staring you in the fucking eyes the whole
really hard.
time.
You know, the best part is my character's 19.
I feel like you're going to be interacting with a constant Noah for this entire campaign. The pompous prince that was Katie's brother in the Disney campaign.
How many times did I try and kill his ass?
3 times.
Okay. And
Well,
you
I'm
actually
like, I'm gonna play a good
did.
character this time, and I'm just like, no.
I hate this character. I
Alright.
really hate this centaur.
In one timeline, you actually did.
Yeah.
Oh god, I forgot all about that.
Alright, so... and I believe through the mine will lead us a type of underground shortcut, if you will, to the star.
Are we gonna go through the mine, or are we gonna keep monologuing and wasting time? Let's just fucking go.
My family has taught me about the art of theatrics.
I start walking through the mine.
I was gonna say, somebody's just gonna book it.
Yeet.
Pyra, what does your character do in the face of all this?
She's just gonna go with it. She rolls her eyes a bit, but she's gonna, as she starts walking to the mines, obviously we're gonna need light, so she just raises both their hands and just
That's
fireballs.
magic in the back of your mind. You're like, I could burn him.
I could.
So-
I can light his hair on fire.
Level 0
Oh, that's
abilities. So level 0 abilities, there is a Mage Light ability that you can activate for 0 MP, and it's a singular Mage Light per mage.
Okay.
You also have a 0 ability of Sense Magic, that you can use your magic stat as a modifier to help sense any sort of magical presences in your nearby vicinity. Am I forgetting any other 0 abilities? It's just really those two that are
It's
often
really
used.
just light and being able to spark a magical energy,
You can make it
basically,
known you're magical
yeah,
by making
yeah.
sparks in your hand or something like that.
You can play around with the elements, and it's negligible effect. So
I
the
once
sparking on your fingers, it's not going to shock you or whatever.
I once made a canteen of water taste really good for just no reason.
Yeah, it's true.
Would it be a thing for the mage light where we just kind of say it looks like fire just for the aesthetic of her character?
Sure.
Mhm.
Yeah. Since you have fire so prominently on your mind, you can have a feeling.
It's like the light looks like it.
Yes.
Yeah.
You can totally do that.
Okay.
Okay. So you ignite a mage light. The 3 of you make your way into the cave. You have to crouch a bit to make your way inside.
Okay, I crouch.
Ang.
Don't call me Aang. You said yourself, don't call me.
Yes,
Aang.
Trevor.
Can I, before we go in there, just kind of make a mental note as best I can, looking at, okay, cave entrance is facing, mine entrance is facing X direction. Where is west in relation to that? To try and keep my way underground. It's probably not going to last. I'm probably
You may give me a cunning check for that, yes.
I'm going to use the other D20. I don't like that D20 anymore. That's a 3.
Okay. You are already losing track of which way west is from where you currently stand.
I hate being underground.
Yes.
Shortly after we get into the mine and we're following the little light source of a fireball, I activate fairy
Beautiful.
Oh, may I do the same? I forgot I had that. Thank you for reminding me, Jeff.
And after it activates, I say, us centaurs have a few tricks up our sleeves as well.
As you watch the Gorgon have the same trick.
Just staring you in the eye.
No. This is the best part. Because I did it first, and then...
You did, and then...
I go, well, it seems we all have our own tricks.
I will also say that both of you may name your fairies because they are
Yay.
entities.
Do they have... Do we get to dictate what they look like at all? Or is it just like,
They
a fairy
have-
is a fairy?
They have to be very bright as far as, like, if you look at them, it's actually hard to see a little being inside the light, but you can dictate their personality, and you can dictate roughly how big they are, and sure, I'll let you have a bit of freedom in how they appear if the light was not there. You can also tell me what light their light is.
Mine
what
is
color light their light is. Whoops.
Mine is a faint purple, and its name is Noah.
Oh!
It's a single! That's a double fairy!
So cool.
I'm half kidding about Noah, because I know it's going to actually, like, anger you, but
No, I
It's
like
gonna anger
Noah.
me.
beautiful.
I like
It's
Noah.
Noah.
Do it.
Great.
I will think on mine. I want his appearance to be, you know what? Screw it. I'm going to go cliche as hell. He's going to be a tiny little owl, and he's going to be Archimedes.
All right. Yeah.
I just thought of that. It's kind of a whitish light, I'm thinking.
Okay. All right. You guys make your way into the cave, and you are instantly hit with this definite change in temperature. It is colder in here, and even with the four? Did you light a mage light as well?
No, I haven't yet.
Okay.
I just did the
With
fairy.
these 3 decent lights around you, you are quite comfortable going into the dark. 1, 2, 3 with the fairies. The fairies have lights too. Not as bright as a mage light, but they are present.
Got it.
With the combined lights, with your powers combined, you are quite comfortable as you descend into darkness. You actually have this ghost of a feeling of, are we wandering into the underworld? No, you're being paranoid. But are we? You come to a fork in the road. There is a left and a right.
Classic.
I'm going to pray to Athena to try and help me remember which fucking way was west.
D20, please.
Who's your daddy? Not you. That's in that one.
You think really hard and get a headache.
I look over.
Which is funny because Athena was born from Zeus's head. Anyway, go
Somebody give me an axe. There's something to be birthed.
I look over at Dionysia,
Well said.
and I say, headache.
Only when you're around.
I am unaffected by your insult.
Pyra, what do you think?
We're going to spend the entire campaign just sniping one another, aren't we?
Let's pick a direction.
Roll me a d20, odds and evens check. You guys head right. And I will say with that 20, it's because you get a good feeling because you see the light energy of your mage light begin to shimmer with an ever so slight breeze coming from the right.
Ooh.
All right, we're heading right.
Lead on.
You head to the right. And as you make your way through, I want all of you to give me a d20 cunning check.
Wow! Dude, I'm sucking tonight.
6.
Are you fucking kidding me? You know what? I'm happy. We're on the same team.
Pyra.
I think the Hunger Games won.
You find a glowing emerald in between 2 rocks that were just like as if it fell out of somebody's bag at some point and just got lodged in there. You find an emerald down by your right side.
Hell
Oh,
yeah.
I'm definitely gonna stop and try to pull it out.
You grab it easily, and it's about half the size of your palm. It is rough. It is not refined at all, not even polished. It's not cut for jewelry. It's as if it was mined in here and accidentally got lost. So you have a raw emerald.
Did you find something good?
No. Do I have any pockets or anything?
Yeah, you have a bag. So that can go into your inventory unless you wanted to put it on your belt.
Would there
Belt
be
has more immediate access for like if you had like a knife here, you could open like you could grab it very easily. Inventory, it would take like a turn to grab anything out of your inventory to pull it out.
So like if you had a health potion on your belt,
Right.
you could use it in combat more easily than you would if it was in your bag.
Is it sharp enough that I could like use it as like a blunt object? To, like,
You can use it as a bludgeoning
Kill somebody
object.
with blade.
There's no sharp edges that can really cut, but I will say that there's like a point on it where you could like push with a sharp pressure.
Okay, then I'll put it on my belt.
Imagining interrogating somebody with
Yeah,
a gem just like up in your neck kind of thing.
Ow.
Right?
Okay.
I will say with that lucky roll of 20, you're also granted 25 XP.
Okay.
What?
You guys make your way to another ish fork in the road, but the curve to the left is actually blatantly man-made. And you see a backpack in the corner that looks like it was left behind by some miner that was just not caring for his stuff. Or you may continue on your way straight.
I got a weird feeling about that one. Can I... How far away are we from it?
Only a few feet.
Can I use mental prowess to flip it open?
Yes.
I do so. I want to see what's inside without touching it.
Give me a d20. I'm so sorry that I interrupted
I
the
was to
massage.
say.
Fuck me, I need to change dice. 5.
5. You are able to lift it up by about a foot, and like
Wait, was that a cunning check or...
it was magic.
Oh, magic, so then... I'm so sorry, my bad. That is actually a 10.
Okay. You are able to lift it quite easily, and you want to like dump out the contents, or what did you want to do?
I like that more. We're gonna do that.
You
I
dump-
was gonna open it up and just kind of...
You dump out the contents, and you find one crude dagger. That's a 1d4 weapon, and you find someone's lunch.
Super rotten! It was egg salad. Now it's just nasty.
You find jerky of some sort. It is a healing item.
I will take... Is anybody hungry?
I weigh 700 pounds and consume a lot of energy throughout the day.
I'll slap the dagger in my hand along with the jerky and hold it out to the jerk.
Lean forward to graze from his hands.
My
But
god.
There is a dagger in the way.
I was gonna say there's
Yep.
a dagger in the way. I can't chew through the dagger.
It is for later. I am not feeding you.
Oh.
Can I use mental prowess to try and get a read on this motherfucker?
Of course you can.
Of course. Of course you can.
I know that was a stupid pun, but I loved that.
Wow.
15. Just like this dude's just like, this can't be real. This can't be his actual personality.
I have 4 willpower. Am I magical? Can I resist?
You may try.
Hell yeah.
18 plus 4.
Damn it!
You resist it due to your natural divinity. You know, your natural mysticalness allows you some resistance to exterior invasion.
I pocket the jerky and I look at Dionysia, and I say, your attempts to read my mind imply lack of trust and low self-esteem.
Definitely the first one. The second one I could not give 2 fucks about. Shall we continue?
Do you make your way forward?
Pyro,
Pyro's
you
just
seem-
gone. Let's just make
Pyro,
it
you seem to be
forward.
the one with the sense of direction.
You make your way forward, and there is an opening in the cavern. Actually, you enter a cavern,
Wait, which way did
and
you go?
just
Right.
there was only straight.
Oh. Wait.
You make your way
Oh, got it. My bad.
forward, and you enter an opening in the tunnel, so that you actually enter a small cavern in which there is a dead body directly in front of you, and there are 3 ROUSs.
Relative
Maybe it
unusual
exists.
size.
I'm so glad we just watched that movie.
All of y'all give me d20 checks, please.
Did they get any kind of bonus? Yes, sir. Yes, finally 17.
Jeffrey.
Are you
That's her 3rd d20.
in a row?
Yeah. the
3 nat
chance of
20s in a
that
row!
is crazy.
Echo. Echo.
What was your
That's
d20?
where I rolled.
14.
All of you are able to get the jump on them. You get initiative because of that 20.
Because that's an 8,000 to 1 chance that 3 20s will be rolled in a row.
Holy crap.
Yeah.
You also five gold pieces. Not really.
Money just manifests in your pocket.
I mean,
Can we put on D&D battle music?
You're out.
Can I use magic missiles?
Of course you can.
So I can do, because it's 2 of them, so I can do, like, throw it like
Do
2 of the
they?
different?
Does magic missile? Do you get to split the targets, or do they go only to one target?
Each bolt may hit different targets.
There you go. So yeah, you may select different targets for each one.
Cool, then I'll do the 2 closest ROUSs.
Give me a d20, please, to make sure that you actually are able to cast. It barely casts. What's the damage for your magic missiles?
Damage equal to magic per bolt.
What is your magic?
5.
Wait. Oh, because you have a rod equipped. I was like, how the hell?
Yep.
Duh. My bad. Oh, my bad.
The 2 that receive magic missile bolts squeal in pain, fly back in response, go up on their hind legs, and screech at you. The other one looks up with a mouthful of meat and goes, "Hmm." Uh-oh.
Ruh-roh.
Jeff, your move. I'm sure you have higher dex than Trevor.
I don't have dex.
Neither do I.
Who weighs less? Trevor. Trevor, you may go first.
Correct me if I'm wrong, but I do believe you said in our pre-sesh that even if I don't have a rod or a staff,
You may
I can
zap.
still zap.
Yep, it's
then
a
I will
snap then, but yeah.
zap. Yeah, so I'm just gonna
Snap zap.
and just little like pinpoint of white energy, kind of similar to Archimedes,
Cool.
is going to hit one of the ones that already got tagged.
What's your magic?
5.
That one dies. It screeches into silence.
Slightly less noise.
Jeff.
I'm glad you're good at something. And I zap the other injured one.
Can't wait for you to be at death's door and for me to go, do I want to?
What's your magic?
2.
It screeches in pain, but it remains up. It doesn't even get knocked down. It's like, ah.
I've met other men with impotency issues.
You're crit by an ROUS.
How the hell did it get me that fast?
You're crit by an ROUS. I rolled a 19 and a 20.
Rounds of unusual size?
Yep.
Yep.
You are dealt 4 damage each.
Well, I'm glad that their crits are only dealing 4 damage.
Yeah, me too.
I'm sorry. Let's repeat weights again. 700 something and
150.
150 and what else?
Like 170.
170. So Trevor, you're gonna have initiative until somebody gets dex.
Cool. Oh, wait. I actually only took 3 points damage because I forgot I have fairy active.
Perfect.
So, actually 15, and I need to make sure that I mark that I'm using part of my MP. Not that I have any damaging spells, and I'm going to go ahead and zap the same one that Angor zapped.
You zap it, and you can almost visibly see its heart stop as it plops to the ground.
I feel a slight twinge of sympathy, but it also bit me, so fuck that guy.
Sure. Pyra.
I just blinked. Did that one die?
Yes.
Okay.
It died hard.
Hard.
I know the next one's going to die harder with a vengeance.
I'm gonna...
From the attack of the clowns. I mean clones. I mean shit.
Attack of the shit?
That happens to me every morning, I won't judge.
Sounds like a crappy
true.
movie.
Yeah, I was going to say that.
I'm gonna get real anal about this.
I'm gonna
Sphincter.
I was legit just going to be like, fecal matter.
Alright, I'm sorry, Pyra. What do you want to do?
I'm gonna use Destructive Metal or cast Fire
Cast
on
that
it.
fire.
Oops.
So D20 first. Yep, you already know what
Thank you.
I'm
It casts. What is your damage?
1d4. Where's my 4? Is that my 4? Is that my 4?
That is.
Okay.
You got it.
1d4 plus magic. So 1. 6.
6. Is it fire damage or is it burning damage?
Burning.
Okay. Jeff, your turn.
Isn't that
Burning
wonderful?
damage hits twice, by the way.
So it does the initial damage, and the next turn is going to take the same damage again.
Oh.
Yeah.
Cool.
That's the
Okay.
beauty
Good
of burning.
Okay.
Burning is dope.
So that one's like all up in her grill. It's like, okay. I walk over. I trot over.
It's like that
over.
little prance that
Yeah. Yes. Yeah. I like Devo. Step over. I lift my club.
on
And
the
smack
stove.
it. 16.
You hit.
Plus 2. And I deal 7 damage to that stupid rat.
You crush its skull, and as you're looking down at its dead body, it catches fire because of the burning effect.
Yep.
You
Just
now
to
have
be
a
sure.
small fire in this cavern, and all of you receive 75 XP.
Yeah.
Smells like burning flesh. Or meat, whatever you want to say.
I get hungry.
Do you want to take a carcass? Take a carcass?
Do I know if these things are very edible? Because I know rats have been eaten in other places.
You are half monster, so I will say that you have had rat stew.
And technically, it's cooking right now.
I was going to say, yeah, like, do I take that one or do I take one of the other ones? Nah, we ain't got time. I won't bother.
Also, I want to remind you guys that in Jeff's rules, y'all do not have to worry about feeding yourselves. Okay? So, comida no es problema. ¿Está bien?
Comida?
Comida. Sí.
Sí. Entiendo.
What? Yes, please.
I saw you look at the burning ROUS, and I go,
Little do you know that you've actually had a bit of rat in your food in the past too.
yeah, well, I was unaware of mine.
Are you a
It
vegetarian?
wasn't my choice.
Yeah. You guys see a dead body that they were munching on. It was a clothed miner that seems to have been left for dead.
Does it seem like he's been dead for a while?
Yes.
That's unfortunate.
Yes.
Well, time to hit that dusty trail. Unless he seems like he has anything good on him.
Give me a d20 check. I love how it fits so perfectly in the bowl.
Even
I love
though it's a
how that's-
circle and a square?
I love how that's the 19.
You find a hidden pouch under his shirt that contains 20 gold pieces.
I'm gonna go ahead and palm that and pocket that.
That's a good roll.
I am going to
That is
look at my environment, my surroundings, and piece together what happened to this miner. With a 6.
Got eaten by rats.
You cannot tell.
That's funny because every time you eat a microwave pot pie, no matter
It's
who
not
you
microwave,
are,
it's oven, but still, yes, go on.
you always burn yourself. Like there's no getting around it.
It's true.
You will burn
Look, this is
yourself.
happening, so just come to peace with it.
No.
I have perfected how to not do that.
Okay.
Because I have a sense
That's a
of
skill.
You need puppets.
He can drink hot coffee and it's fine. I can't. I burn myself, so it's.
Let's
They
make
have to
more
leave it
veggies.
for like 15 minutes.
Have you been eating healthier since you've been getting older?
Hell no.
Well,
I'm gonna die young, bro.
see you in the afterlife.
Yep. Yeah, there's no god. Anyway.
I inform Pyra and Dionysia that my what would you call that? Foresight. My foresight has indicated that you hate me so much. It's so funny.
It's so funny you hate me.
Yeah. The miner was running for his life and dropped his backpack along the way before succumbing to rat teeth.
Both of you give me a d20 intelligence check. You don't have intelligence stats anymore. Oh well.
8.
13.
You also, I'm saying to Pyra, you have an inkling that he may be wrong, judging that the backpack was between the body and the entrance out of the mine, meaning that he'd be running deeper into the mine to get away from the rats.
I'm not sure you're right,
No.
but we'll go with it.
He came from deep within.
And then ditched his backpack closer to the entrance, then ran back inside.
Definitely. As he was
I'm not
running,
a character.
as he was running As he was running away from one rat, he was intercepted by 2 more, and thus fared better by turning around to face the one rat.
I'm sitting here silently calculating if I can use mental prowess to close your mouth.
Give me a d20.
No, I'm not going to go for it. I'm just sitting there fantasizing about it.
I'm only stalling with these conversations because I know that we're going the right way to the star, and that there's no way anyone can beat us.
If you're wrong, I'm going to kill you.
You
And
happen
no one
to
will ever
see.
find your body.
You happen to see that there is only one exit out of this area besides where you came from, and that is a opening into another tunnel yonder to the bit of the left. That would lead you closer to the direction of the general star.
Cool.
Do you follow the tunnel?
Yes.
Neat.
All right. You follow the tunnel.
I'm going to go ahead and activate a mage light as we go, just because the fairy ain't doing it for me.
This tunnel is quite a bit larger than the previous tunnel. There's actually a bit of a stream beginning to build on your right side as you're walking along, and to the point where some smaller rats, non-threatening, are actually getting a drink as you're walking by. You continue to walk, and as you're walking, the breeze starts to pick up, the breeze that you felt near the beginning of this cave, and it is distinctly cold.
Alright.
You find your way into another wider opening, and it's like a complete dome in here. It is way bigger than the previous cavern-ish room. As if this is man-built, but you can't quite tell. It's reminding you of like a cathedral in here.
Hiccups.
And in yonder, several meters away, towards the center of this cathedral, if you will, there is a blue light that seems to be in the shape of like a humanoid over there. And there is a beam of light coming from above in like a skylight-ish fashion that is moonlight shining down. And this icy type of being is ever so slightly moving in the light. And it's very skeletal and bony. And its back, based on what you can tell, is to you.
Are we getting magical presence off of it?
Yes.
Like, big time, I presume.
It's pretty obvious.
I use Mystic to see if I can foretell of any danger ahead. 3.
You look at it and go...
I love that those haven't been working. It's so thematic right now. It's great.
You look at it and go, I know what to do. I will lie to them about knowing what to do.
I was like, I know what to do, and just horse pellets. Sorry.
You have no idea. Except what you can naturally assume.
My...
Yeah.
How much can I keep this up?
Bless you.
Okay, my...
Allergic to your bullshit.
My foresight is telling me that it is absolutely safe to continue, and that Dionysia should be leading the way.
Well, I'm gonna die, and you should take the front.
You know what? I think he's onto something. I'm sorry.
So, circular room, domed.
Mm-hmm.
They're on this entity is on the far side.
Mm-hmm. Well, no, she is near like the middle of where this dome would be. Yeah.
Can I send another quick prayer to Athena?
Yes.
Hoping. Who's your daddy? Who's your daddy? Who's your daddy? Who's your daddy? Not you. 9. 9.
What god do you follow again, Farah? Hephaestus. That's right.
Hephaestus.
Yeah.
It's like H.
What, Poseidon? Did I hear you say Poseidon?
Poseidon, yes.
Okay. I mean,
But you guys don't know that.
Obviously, yeah, because obviously Dionysia doesn't know that, but Trevor was like, wait a minute. Because the other guy was Thanatos, right? Or Thanatos. Thanatos. Sephiroth.
Mm-hmm.
That's what I worship.
We all worship Sephiroth whether we like it or not.
That's true. Love you too. Stealth ain't exactly my... Oh, wait. Can I use mental prowess to try and get a telepathic read on this thing?
Okay. Magic check.
Frickin' shot in the dark. Damn it. 14. This dice are not doing it for me tonight.
It does not pick up on your invasion of its mind, but the thoughts that you get through it are jarbled like in a different language, but they're crude as if they were once English that have now been warped into nonsense. So it's like it doesn't know.
She's crazy.
It doesn't know a distinct language to communicate,
Lord.
but it once did.
That was a great description.
Thank you. You also get, I will say, I'm going to give you an extra, I wouldn't normally do this. Also, please keep in mind, mental prowess gets harder to do with distance.
Yeah. I figured as much.
Because this is beginning game, I'm going to lend you this little extra piece. What she's doing right now is almost like a prayer meditation kind of thing in some sort of animalistic way. Hence the swaying and like the weird dancing in the moonlight.
I don't know about you guys. I am not taking this thing head on. I'm going to try to sneak around. You're welcome to do whatever the fuck you want. I'm going to slowly try and make my way around the edges. I'm going to say I'm going to go around the left side.
Okay.
Not that I'm a stealthy person, but we're going to try.
I follow.
Pyra.
I will probably... I'll probably go on the right side.
Damn it. I was so wanting to hear, like, Trevor's like, I'm going to sneak. Jeff, yeah, I'm going to sneak too. I'm going to fucking burn it.
Yeah, right.
Like, I so badly wanted to hear that. But it's okay. Everybody give me sneak checks. It's kind
Testicles,
of...
testicles, wallet, watch.
Actually, Dex, right?
It's Dex.
Shit, fuck.
10.
That sounds promising.
13, 10, what?
3.
Trevor.
Yeah. Hope you guys like Dionysia. She ain't long for this world.
You kick over a rock.
Just immediately.
Shit. It slowly turns its head towards you over its left
Thank
shoulder.
I'm gonna like try and motion to angle or just.
You see as it begins to have a profile to you, it has no cheeks. You can see its teeth directly through, and the teeth are a little bit sharp. I'm not ripping this off, but I'm trying to get a comparison. Like the Attack on Titans, kind of like that.
I was thinking of the
those
Night
mouths.
Rays from Witcher 3.
I never played Witcher 3. But she still has hair. She's distinctly humanoid. And her body seems to either be covered with or made of ice. And as she locks eyes with you, she lets out this, like, kind of sound and starts running towards you.
Nobody saw that coming. I turn around and run.
My foresight is telling me
Oh, dear
that
God.
you need that you need to be in this fight with us.
Yeah, in the back. And I'm gonna sprint right past your ass. Have fun, thank you, Rit.
Face it. And I walk towards it with my club raised.
You see all this happen. It does not see you.
Am I kind
You are
of
within cast range, by the way.
Well, is it obvious that it's made of ice? Well, I guess it doesn't matter because I'm on through fire anyway, but...
That's fair. No, it is not obvious to you. You're just like, she's blue. It's weird.
Okay.
Maybe she's part genie.
I'm not gonna make an iPhone 65 reference. I'm not.
You already did.
I'll be stuck
I
in
know,
my
but
head
I'm trying
all
not to
night
do
long.
more. I'm trying to. Okay, I'm okay.
So I see her run, and I hear it scream, so I'm just like, oh, shit. So I'll cast some fire.
Nice.
Jeez, man.
Damage.
Awesome.
1d4 plus magic.
Ooh.
9.
9 burning damage.
That's hot.
Okay.
Get it, this fire.
Jeff. Actually, you give me a flee roll.
Sure.
You give me a attack roll if that's what you're wanting to
I'm
do.
going to.
I presume that would be a dex-based thing, so no bonus for me.
Yes.
So 10. And I'm not, like, running. I'm just getting behind this, and then I'm going to turn around.
I raise my club in the air, activate Smite, and I call out, "By the wrath of Poseidon." My voice gets, like, creepy all of a sudden.
Nay.
I say to you,
nay. So that's actually really funny, but my character wouldn't do that. But it'd be like, by the wrath of Poseidon, I will destroy you.
I will destroy
3.
What's your dex?
0, but I get +2 because I have willpower, so it's a 5.
Willpower doesn't add to
It
hit.
does when you have guided by faith.
Oh. God. It still misses.
Exactly.
It still misses.
I miss my smite and consume 8 MP, and I curse loudly.
Yeah, rightfully so.
Wow.
Does that take up my whole turn running away, by the way?
Depends how far.
It depends on how far you want him to go.
Well, since he was running forward and I was running, we just kind of zing. Does that count? I'm not going to do anything more than zap.
You can do a major. Okay. 5 damage.
5 damage. We'll get every little chipping bit to be like, "Huh!" Like, I just imagine like Flame Alchemist.
She's able to fling past the centaur and cut you. I rolled a 20 on the attack.
You suck dick.
It is 9 damage.
Ow!
If only my smite connected.
That would have been lovely.
It is your
But
turn.
c'est la vie.
Okay.
Oh, 9 damage more.
Isn't it my turn? Doesn't matter. Everything.
Oh, that's right. I'm so sorry. Yes, it is your turn.
I don't know why I pushed that. I'm just gonna cast freaking heal on myself. Or heal. So yeah, I'm gonna be like, oh! Cast the healing magic. So that's 2d4 plus.
Well, d20 first.
Oh, that's right. 13.
Beautiful.
3. Plus 2 is 5. Plus another 5 is 10. So I heal back to 16 out of 18. And as a minor action, I'm going to keep trying to get away from this biatch.
Hi, Rat. As the 9 damage hits it again, you see one of its forearms fall off.
Whatever that is, keep doing it!
I'll do it again. On fire. 10.
Damage.
Yay.
So,
burns.
stupid question.
3,
Oh,
8.
so for spellcasting for your thing, you roll the d20 flat. It's not modified,
It's not
but
modified.
stats can modify your spell fail and spell burst chance, right? Is that what it is?
Your stats can modify your spell burst. Your abilities can modify your spell failure rate.
Okay, that's
and
what I was
equipment as well.
Okay. I was just trying to remember all that. It's like, ah!
A
Too
bunch
many
of
different versions
a bunch of
tabletop.
willpower will increase your spell burst chance, but nothing can lower your spell failure rate
Except for
the skills improves casting and channeling mastery,
which you have.
and
Cool.
other like blessed caster and stuff like that.
Got it. So
You're gonna
lowers your
explain
spell
that to me.
failure rate by 5%. So, correct me if I'm wrong on this, Jeff. If you roll a 1, 2, or 3 on a spell,
It doesn't work
it doesn't work.
unless
So-
you have that modification.
So since you have improved casting and increased
That's
by
wonderful.
5%, so you only fail on a 1 or a 2. 3 still casts
Oh, cool.
for you,
Okay.
Yep,
which is dope.
Okay.
Such a good ability.
it's a very good ability. You also have 5% increased spell burst with that ability.
So that means what, 19 and 20
19,
crit?
20.
Nice.
So that's what
Okay.
these two things are on here: spell failure, spell burst. If you wanted to add them on
Yeah.
there,
If you want to make a note, you can calculate in percentages, or you can calculate by just die numbers.
because you know the D20, everything is a 5%
Gotcha.
chance.
Okay.
Thank you.
Yep.
I was trying to
Mechanics.
remember.
Can you open the window, please?
Yes.
Did you read like that?
It's gonna be open regardless. That lock broke.
That works. I do it by percentages, but that's just how I learned it. So, but that makes perfect sense.
Okay.
So you're telling yourself that if you roll a 1 or
That's
2,
so
you
much
fail,
sense.
right? Yeah, no, that's exactly perfectly makes sense.
Okay.
The important part is if it makes sense to you, who the hell cares what I think?
That's true.
Yep.
Jeffrey.
Dude, this is a great charger. I'm at full battery all of a sudden.
Dang.
Yeah,
Okay.
that's pretty good.
Also, I have a billion messages. I am so sorry. I should probably catch up. Okay, nope, that's not important. And that's.
You got gray
Me
hair.
too. I have 4.
That's.
You know the exact number.
Okay, sorry guys.
All
My turn.
muted.
Excellent. I notice Pyra's aptitude with casting, and I like have a brief moment where I'm glancing, like super, and I attempt to smite the skeletoid again. This time I'm not saying anything fancy because I'm a 19-year-old and I'm moody and I'm really upset that I missed my first one. This one is a 10 plus 2 smite. Super. That drops me to 6 MP. But you know what? My smite does 4 plus 4 is 8 plus 2 is 10. It does 10 damage and I have a 50% chance to stun it.
Look at that.
It bursts into nothingness.
It's also 10 holy damage. I forgot to mention.
It bursts into nothingness.
And it's extra holy.
And as it explodes into pure white energy of Poseidon, an icy heart plops down to the ground, still pulsating. And its leftover forearm hand that fell off from your spell is still not moving, but it's frozen in place like that, and it's next to it. It leaves no other loot.
I destroy the heart outright. It's still beating heart. Do I have to roll for that?
No.
Okay.
It's right there. You can stomp on it with any of your paws. Or hooves, whatever. Horse, dragon, whatever.
Your horse paws.
Dragons have
Horse paws.
Whatever.
Yeah. I smushed the crap out of it.
All of y'all receive 150 XP.
Woo! What's the threshold again?
500.
Sweet! I'm on my way. I'd like to go inspect the hand.
The hand does not move as you approach it. It is emanating a dim coldness that is reminiscent of the cold air that is around you.
Mm-hmm.
You are able to draw the connection that the cold air may have been coming from her.
Mm-hmm.
If you were to touch it, it would be icy, but not like natural ice where it's like uncomfortable to touch. It's just cold. It also
mental prowess.
It also does not move at all if it is touched.
Like it's.
It is frozen in that position.
Okay. I'm gonna lift it up with mental prowess, and I'm gonna hold it at the angle and be like, I have to hand it to you. That's how you make a joke. And I drop the mic with it.
I seem to have underestimated you, Dionysia.
I'll admit, that was worth fun.
Thank you. Except for my first one.
Well, I got stabbed, so I'm not happy either. Is anybody hurt?
No, yes.
Yeah, I'm fine.
Alright.
I mean, I lost 4 HP.
Did you?
Yep.
Where? When did you get it?
The rat.
Oh, from the rat, yeah.
Oh, okay. You're fine.
That's a fair response.
Yes, it is.
Let me know when you're bleeding more.
You all find loot in this room. But you won't have something to say?
I do have something to say. I would just like to remind us that our main objective is to get to the star.
Of course.
Mm-hmm.
I also want to find out what is in there. I am a naturally curious person.
Of course.
You go up to where she had been standing and gyrating and, like hip thrusting, and you find a small bottle filled with blue liquid.
Do you recognize what it might be?
It is an MP potion. Minor.
Considering that I cast the most damage,
Considering that I'm the one that can keep us alive.
Considering that blue liquid resembles water the most, and I worship Poseidon.
3-way rock, paper, scissors?
D20 highest roll check.
I wanted to do rock, paper, scissors.
No.
14.
aw, 1.
Trevor gets it.
I'll give it to Pyra. Pyra clearly was the MVP in that one, so...
So
It's like the kind of thing where Didi and Issy would be like, that's right, motherfuckers.
So, the
Grab
blue
it.
potion grants you 2d6 plus 4 MP restoration.
That is a thing I would strongly recommend putting on your belt for easy access in the middle
You
of a battle.
still use my potion scales?
Yeah.
I love you.
I love you too.
I told you so long ago, and you made note of it. It just warms my heart.
Don't look at me, man. I only know D&D 5e rules. I'm figuring this stuff out again.
I told
as
him
I go.
like minor, standard, and like greater potion.
Yeah.
Trevor's like, man, I'm used to potions being like you roll 5d20s and drop the lowest. Like, I don't know.
Oh man, fucking standard healing potion in 5e just does 2d4 plus 2.
Ours is better.
Yeah,
It's
it's
true.
straight up.
You also find a ramshackled bow, but it is still strung. It is just looking very fragile at the moment. But it is a 1d4 bow.
I have no skill with these kinds of things. Either of you?
Not me.
I'm a horse.
Centaurs are known to use
You have arms.
It's true.
Yeah.
I know.
You guys find an exit to this cavern.
I'll take the bow with me just for the intent of selling it later.
Beautiful. You find
I just love it. I'm a horse.
you find an entrance.
I'm on a horse.
This time, the pathway is actually sloping upward. And you're seeing along the way there are several, like, cubbies of obviously mined out pouches of, like, carved-in rock. Give me one more d20 cunning check, all y'all.
Well, 18.
8.
18.
How's it feel?
Today ever.
Bad.
You find a topaz, bright yellow, in the right wall. Jeffrey, you find
A child.
an amethyst. You find a child. You find an amethyst near the ground by your left foot.
I'll say it. I'm glad we went through the mines.
Me too. And I pick it up, and I store the amethyst in my inventory.
Do you want to trade? I like purple.
I don't know if you've noticed, but Noah is purple. And he'd be quite offended if I traded out a purple gemstone.
It's true.
I didn't think I could hate him more. I didn't think. I was so wrong.
Control your
By the way, I'm low-key imagine. I know Archimedes hasn't spoken yet. I don't know if he's going to, but I kind of want to make him talk like the owl from the old Tootsie Pop commercials.
Woo.
1, 2.
Yeah.
Haven't decided. Not ironclad on that. Thinking about it.
I mean, it's
All
too
right.
late now. You said it.
Yeah, if you
Any
say
other
it,
voice is
it
going to be
becomes
disappointing.
true.
Oh man.
Okay.
Just imagining a stoner owl now. That'd be great. Anyway.
You all make your way further up, and you actually start to get this idea that because it's sloping up so sharply, you're going to hit the outside pretty quick.
Oh.
However, you do not. You get the impression then that since you're not seeing the outside, you're actually sloping up with the hills. Like I said, on the outside of the kingdom, there were like sloping hills. So you're actually rising with the hill slope.
Cool.
You enter a smaller opening in which it actually seems to be inhabited. There's a table. There's a footlocker over there. There's a bed. There's even a painting.
Is there a person?
No.
What's the painting of?
The painting is of a landscape. It looks like it could be of Redstone, but you can't quite tell.
Does it look of high quality, or does it look like?
Yes.
Okay.
Does the path like continue out like the other side?
There is a ladder in this room that goes up, not down.
So this entrance that we're going through to get into this room with the footlocker and everything,
Yes.
is it like a real small, like something that this occupant would have, so they would know and probably would use?
Yes.
What the fuck?
Maybe it belonged to whoever that was out there.
I want to also point out that these little outpouches that I was telling you about along this recent pathway, several of these looked like they could have been other tunnels, but they caved in. Just further.
I examine the footlocker.
I'm gonna, while he's doing that, I'd like to look around for signs that anybody's been here recently.
It is locked. The bed is disheveled and actually has a hair on the pillow. The table is bare. The oil painting is completely straight. And there are several candles in here unlit. And they are cold.
Who would live underground near that?
Maybe this belonged to her?
Who was her, I wonder?
All of you give me d20 intelligence checks. Sherlock checks.
11.
12.
None of you draw a connection.
I examine my environment and use the mystic ability.
Fourth time this session.
Yeah. 2.
I think it's getting steadily worse.
5, 4, 3, 2.
Somehow roll a 0.
What do my centaur ears tell me?
My 7.
Your ears tell you it's quite quiet in here. Quite quiet.
Hmm.
But you're a 19-year-old, so you want to BS your way into sounding important.
That's what he's been doing, yeah. Yeah.
So I want... Okay. I hate to break it to you guys, but my foresight is...
Just immediately look at you to watch your
My
reaction.
foresight is telling me that the person residing in this hovel turned into an ice skeleton and we destroyed him.
I feel like that meme of Chekhov just going... covering my mouth. I suggest we vacate these premises.
I hope that someone eventually realizes what my character is without me telling.
Oh my god. I wish you heard what Cameron just
Oh,
said.
yeah? Can Cameron whisper it to
No.
me?
No.
Okay.
I really can't.
Okay.
Sorry. Was I on the money, though?
We will never know.
The world may never know. The freaking owl.
No.
That's, oh my god. Weird.
Full circle.
Yep. It's like a Seinfeld episode up in this bitch.
So, just to repeat, there is a locked footlocker in here and a ladder leading up to the surface.
So why would they want to go inside a Foot Locker?
I don't know, but
To
some
buy
people-
shoes!
Oh, fair. Do you want A&W? Anybody?
Yes, please.
I would love some. Please.
That sounds amazing, actually. Please, yes.
Oh.
Please, yes.
Please.
Oh
I'm not
god.
sure how fresh it is, to be honest. It's been in the fridge for a while, but it should have some bubbly.
It's root beer. I'm happy.
Yee.
Well,
Yeah, no, I'm just gonna I want to go to the ladder and look up and see if I can see... Is this the way to the outside, or can I see anything else just looking up that way?
It is obviously attempting to look natural trapdoor leading up to the surface.
thank you.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, thank you.
It's gonna go long because the computer's gonna make it like red hot. I'm gonna start ascending the ladder while I let them do their thing down there.
A&W is the best, in my opinion. Mug is awful. Actually, Barks is pretty good, too.
I was gonna say Barks
Barks
is
is
my favorite.
really good.
Mm-hmm.
I'm with Trev on that one.
Yep. I think
This is good.
BJ's Brew House custom root beer. That's my favorite,
Oh,
actually.
oh my
Amazing.
god.
Right.
Well, while we're talking about my favorite beer, I don't remember the name of it.
Really?
I swear to God. But it has a little bit of wintergreen in it. And for some
Oh.
reason, it is like the best flavor.
I love how old we are that we're like, oh, that's a wonderful spice to put in root
Is it
beer.
aged?
Yeah.
I-
Aged
so-
root beer with sarsaparilla and wintergreen.
So-
oh, do tell more.
When I turned 18, I think it was, Jenny got me a bunch of like fancy sodas for my, just as like
I vaguely remember
like
that,
thing.
yeah.
And what I got to try a lot of them. I loved a butterscotch root beer that I don't remember the name of. It was so good. That was like the
Dang.
best one.
Scotch.
Dang, that was dang. Yes, it was
Yep.
so good, and I loved the Triple X root beer. That was
Mm.
fantastic.
Oh.
Triple X is my go-to.
Dang
Yeah.
root beer is so good if you're in the mood for sweet. Because it is extreme. It's like butterbeer sweet.
Yes.
Like, it is so sweet.
Also, butterbeer. You guys should go to Universal Studios and have butterbeer. It's fucking bomb.
It is really good.
It's so good.
We splurged twice.
Also, get wands.
Disneyland. Yo, Disneyland. Pick one of the two.
Universal's like a quarter of the price.
But I've never been to Disney.
Go to fucking Disney.
That's what I thought.
Build yourself a lightsaber.
Okay, so,
Sorry.
You guys find a lightsaber. Anyway.
Wrong campaign.
I take my buckler and I attempt to crush the footlocker.
Okay, go for it.
It is full of priceless Fabergé eggs. It is mine shaft.
4 plus, I have 4 strength.
Damage, please.
Are you giving it weapon damage?
Yes.
Alright, so I have 4 strength plus probably a d4 for buckler or d6?
Oh, buckler. I
Yeah,
thought you were
so-
hitting it with the club. I'm sorry. So, give me a d4. I'm modifying it. So, give me a d4.
Okay. I deal 8 damage to it.
You deal 6 damage to it. It shatters open, but you broke an object inside. It's like Coder 2.
Oh, damn it.
Ha 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 ha. Were you about to reference it too?
Yes.
Yes!
Break the parts down to the components to use later.
Uh-huh. Okay. Glass. That was a 4 before it became a 2. Okay. So you find a sword inside. It's a short sword, 1d6, Gladius. There is a potion bottle with a green-blue potion inside. It's not MP, you can tell because it's a different hue. And there is a shattered case of some sort that's about the size of a book.
So the potion's still intact?
Mm-hmm.
Ah.
It was too short to be
crushed. I would have assumed that that's what broke.
So what material was the case made of? Like glass?
It was
Wood?
It was a fragile metal.
Very brittle.
Yes.
Or like if it was aluminum.
Pewter.
I want you to imagine more like that. More like
Yeah.
an aluminum can gets crushed easily. It's like
Yeah.
that. It's like a
I
Foot
know.
Locker within a Foot Locker.
Well, that's unfortunate.
Aluminium.
That's that's unfortunate. And I pick up the sword. That's not. I now have a Gladius that deals 1d6 damage.
Perfect.
Yeah. I'm extremely happy right now.
I'm so glad. That's all I've ever wanted.
Great.
Yeah.
I'm actually not that glad because, I mean, next level I'm going to have a ethereal sword.
Okay.
Actually,
It was-
I'm so
it was
happy about
You
the...
had to like taste it afterwards.
Yeah. I'm so happy about the Gladius. I just like dropped the club on the ground.
Can I come up and like reach between his legs and try to like grab the vial?
I squeezed my leg shut.
Give me a d20 dex check.
All 4 of them.
Snap
Oh,
close. like-
7.
You give me a d20 cunning check.
6.
You manage to grab the potion before he is able to clamp his hooves shut.
It's like her hair, like her horns, like took over there, but you're like, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
You didn't need this, did you?
Well, seeing as how I have already collected something from this Foot Locker, I suppose I can part. He's doing it again. I love this.
Oh, the potion.
And now you're here for them.
Yeah. Just to let everyone know if they're listening, Tommy procured a potion from the... Remember I used to do this?
If you say bequeathed, I'll shove this root beer up your ass.
But that's a glass.
Yeah,
It's
I didn't say it was gonna feel good.
a glass up your ass.
Yeah.
Ass glass.
Procured a potion in which is homemade for the character Pyra to drink, but rather Taylor, the player playing as the character Pyra, to drink on Pyra's behalf.
It's even got a cork.
It do.
It's cool.
Also,
It's all corked up.
you may drink that at any time. Another 0 ability thing, though, is that you can check for magical properties inside of an item that
Ooh.
is
To attempt to,
deemed
like,
magical.
identify it.
So you can sense like environment magic, but you can also be like, this is a rod, but what element is it?
Focus on it.
By the way, that wasn't me making out with the rod. That was me going.
Sure.
I do love rods. Wait a minute.
Spell the ABC down there. Blah, blah, blah.
Did you see the game group?
Yeah, that's exactly what I'm They eventually get just so high off of the blah 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 noise that they're screaming it like
It's so. They're like, we should just make an entire channel just giving terrible sex advice. Because they were making the noise, and all of a sudden Dan just straight face just goes, and that's how you perform cunnilingus. So bad. It's amazing.
Oh,
It's amazing.
So anyway,
So potion. Did you guys get something fun, or can we leave now?
with your idea of opening it crudely, take 25 XP. With your ability to sneak it out from under him, take 10.
Damn it.
For
God.
finding the ladder, take 0.
That didn't
Alright.
even surprise
I
me.
am
was
going
like,
to
0.
I'm going to examine the footlocker itself and the potion bottle for any signs of foresight.
Please get a 1. Please. Damn it.
14.
I'm going to make an amendment to my rules that you may only do this up to 4 times a day. However, because that is your first time of success, I will grant you something this time. But from now on, it's only 4 times a day.
Okay.
Got it?
We're going to
Okay.
refer to this ability as Poseidon's Pity.
Poseidon's like, wow, he's really trying. Okay. What were you trying to tune in on?
Oh, that'd be dope.
On the footlocker itself.
That'd be amazing.
So basically, like any visions of how the potion was made or where it came from, basically.
It was obviously made by somebody who knew what they were doing. It is a measured amount in this little bottle, meaning that it's not to the top, it's not brimming, nor is it like drunk, obviously, because it's not down low. It was preparing for something, or it was sitting there to age. The sword indicates that they were that they needed protection just in case of something. The bed indicates that they have been down there quite a while for something. And the casing looks like something you can't tell because it looks like a crushed can.
I regret to inform you, Pyra, that the potion has turned. It is no longer edible, and you will get very ill.
It has turned to the dark side.
Delicious.
Well,
I forgot to preface it with my foresight tells me.
I think. What do you say? I can. What do I-
Magic sense?
Magic sense.
Do it.
I might just test for myself. Yeah, I'm gonna use magic sense.
You take a sip and you have to chew it.
I don't think with drinks that's how you do it. But if you wanted to make one, you would have to brew it.
Ah. If you want to sense its properties, give me a d20 magic check.
6 plus 5 is 11.
That's
11. Oh, that's.
a
That's
6?
6.
Okay.
Yeah, with the dot down there.
You were able to tell that there is squid ink in there, which is indicative of magic itself. Like it's a core, natural.
It's just really fancy colored ink.
It's a core. What am I trying to say? Because it's so natural.
base ingredient.
It's a base ingredient for magical growth.
Okay.
That's all you can really tell from this.
What are your thoughts?
Hello, bearded one. How are you?
If the DM allows it, we could all check it because we all have magical stuff, but it's kind of spammy, so I'm not sure.
You can totally do that
Then,
if Pyra allows you to.
Yeah.
what do you have there?
Hmm.
Just like totally.
This is exactly what she does too. What do you got?
What is that?
Do you have some sensibility as well?
Perhaps.
Lady, I was born with it.
Fuck.
Maybe it's Maybelline. What?
Exact same role as you.
You can tell that it has squid ink inside as one of its ingredients. It's actually one of the base ingredients
Based
for
off of
magical
squid ink.
growth.
It's a base
I
component
also
for magical
perform a
growth.
magic check on it. 4.
You're like even more convinced of your own BS that it's turned.
You actually question whether or not it's actually edible. Yeah.
I mean, if you don't want it, I'll drink it.
I mean, I want it. I may just.
Why would you want something that I just informed you about?
She's
being.
I want
I'm
it
curious.
even more now.
Can I just put it on my belt for now?
Of course.
And I did give you that other potion.
You did.
How old is your character, Taylor?
The longer you wait, the more it will turn.
She's like 30.
So you have a 19-year-old trying to tell a 30-year-old.
Don't do it. Don't.
God, that would be so infuriating.
How old is your character?
26.
Okay.
So I'm the middle child.
I come from a very revered family, and I know how to speak well. I don't appreciate your.
Is that what I sound like in real life?
Yes.
Shit.
Does anybody do anything else in this room?
If not gonna get the potion from Pyro, then I'm gonna go up the ladder. I'm gonna try and open up the trapdoor.
You all see her gorgon tail underneath. Anyway. And so you make your way up
I
the...
didn't have one.
I know. You make your way up the ladder, and you feel a very easy, like, driftwood
Look
type
at my
of
skirt.
trap door at the very top that you move aside, and like a mouthful of moss hits you, and you're just like, oh, what the fuck? And you make your way outside, and it's nice and warm out here after the cold cave.
Mm-hmm.
And you are very aware of an eerie light coming through tree trunks off to your left. That it seems very abnormal.
Does it look like something I saw fall from the sky not long ago?
Give me a D20 memory check.
Next to the 20 and then I roll back to a 4.
You believe that it could be another mage's mage light.
And I'll like whistle down.
I climb up the ladder.
This
Very
will be
slowly and
very,
awkwardly with
very,
4 hooves.
very easy for you.
Yep.
You jump really hard and you arrive outside, and
I actually
Bullshit!
I know.
I actually spent most of my life training with the best climbers, and they taught me specifically.
He's like fucking Alex Armstrong. This is the climbing technique passed down for generations.
Sparkle.
You see, ladders were a weakness to my ancestors.
Are you Steven Seagal? Is that who you are?
It's a really, really good guess, but no. Nope.
I don't know if you know this, but for the last 20 years, I've been a cop. What the fuck did you just say? It's a Tom Segura bit.
Yeah.
It's so funny.
Yeah.
Anyway.
What the fuck did you just say?
What the fuck did you just say?
I'm still undercover. Something stupid like that. Yeah.
Alright, you guys make your way outside.
Mhm.
Pyra and what's your name? Give me D20 cunning checks as well to actually see if you can tell anything different from this eerie light. Oh.
13.
That one.
You are actually quite familiar with stars because of your lore.
Of course I am.
So you see it and your heart leaps at the reality that that's the star right there. Right there being at least another 100 meters away. But still, it's incredibly bright and it's the same hue as the falling star.
I tell Pyra and Dionysia, I think it best that we split up.
I immediately call bullshit.
Oh, yeah.
This is a technique that was passed down from my ancestors to cover more land. And it would be most beneficial if we were to cover the most land, seeing as how we are to scour this land in search of something to grant us.
Trevor and Taylor,
a-
give me a D20 checks, please.
Swear to God, if you tell me that I believe his bullshit, I'm gonna walk away. 14.
You don't. You don't.
Do we both get
Yes, we did.
14?
Both of you understand that he may well be hiding something, or
No.
or are just is actually trying to joke with you. You can't quite tell.
I start going for the light.
Beautiful.
I follow, and I say, you know, us centaurs have an odd sense of humor.
I think
That's the-
you mean. I think you mean poor. Underdeveloped.
Very.
You make your way down the hill, going towards the light. And as you're making your way, you actually have to stop yourself because there's movement on either side of you, and you're so fascinated by the light in front of you that you have to like force yourself to look away to look about. And you actually see a couple of unicorns off to your right that skitter a bit as they see you and edge away to try to avoid you.
If you guys go after those unicorns, I will actually attack you.
I assume they were more your type.
They are.
Then
Have
they're
fun.
all yours.
They're sacred.
I'm still walking as we're talking, by the way, because you ain't stopping.
Walk and talk. Walk and talk.
As
Oh
you
my God,
continue
Brad.
even closer,
I understand that I may only be half horse, but of course, a horse is a horse. Of course, of course.
Pirate just like looks up. Why? What could I do to deserve this?
It's like I just meet.
Maybe you
'cause I
killed your
did
parents.
this at
You
the
know,
same time.
right.
So it's like you look up and I look down. Murder is wrong. Murder is wrong. Murder is wrong.
Hand on you for solidarity.
It's like this is how our characters bond.
by
Just mutual
grouping up
hate.
against me. Yeah, grouping up against me. Yeah.
It's like freaking Billy Ways to Die in the West. It's just like it's so amazing how mutual hatred can bring hate can move mountains.
you guys make your way down the hill.
Mm-hmm.
Both of you not looking where you're going because you're so exasperated, one looking up, one looking down, and you looking very proud of yourself like, I'm a centaur. You reach the very bottom of the hill, and it's blatantly obvious what once was maybe a valley, not valley, like a field here, let's say it's much smaller than a valley, it's a field or like a large meadow, is now a crater. There's very small little flames here and there from the shock of the star landing here. All grass and living beings probably in this space are dead. You don't see any green within the crater at all, or it's burning away in the flames. And you see the star. It is within 30 meters of you now. And as your hearts race and you're like, oh my god, we're going to get to it first, it's there, oh my god, the light seems to be like flickering quite a bit as you're looking on. And some doubt starts to enter you guys, and you're like, why is this happening? And as you get closer, you see another group has gotten there first. Do you approach, or do you stay back?
I approach.
Approach.
Mm-hmm.
You approach even further so that you can actually start to overhear some voices being spoken. They are hushed, and they seem to be mostly coming from a very large woman with bright red hair held back in a ponytail, and she has a massive, massive hammer on her back. And she's speaking, gesturing with both hands towards this light. And as you're getting closer, you're seeing 3 or 4 others around this large woman, all smaller than her. 1 female, 2 male. You can't really tell about the 5th one. And in between all of them is the star. The star is a being. It's a female with silvery hair, and she's on her knees, not cowering, but like as if she's just sitting, like that's more comfortable for her. And she's
Like
looking,
that
and she's
side saddle thing.
and she's yes, exactly, and she's looking up at the speaking woman, and the woman's like trying to articulate something. So you got even closer.
Do I
you
hear
back.
what she's saying?
No, not enough to make it out. Maybe if you had Jinx in there.
She had big ears.
I remember.
About as big as how tall she was, yeah.
It's rabbit.
Ah.
Half rabbit.
Little bunny foo-foo out in the forest.
Little foxtail.
Do you approach?
Yes.
Does everybody approach?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. You get even closer, and you begin to hear that there's a slight argument. You can't quite tell who's arguing, but there is a male voice and the same female voice that are like going higher in pitch. And the star begins to look worried that she's like in between this quiet. And suddenly, one of the figures, not the large woman, one of the figures reaches down, grabs the star, picks her up, and shouts something in a different language. And the star explodes. The impact is so hard that you are all laid back on your back, you on your side, Centaur. And you are quite literally floored. It hurts quite a lot. All of you receive 5 damage from this energy impact.
It's like I hadn't healed. That would have been a 1 MP. 1 HP, sorry.
You're sizzling. Like, the hair on your arms and on your head and on your tail are all, like, just...
Bitch, please, I got scales.
Very, like, sensitive suddenly as you're, like, trying to right yourself and, like, get up. And it's even hard to balance yourself to even sit up. It's so discombobulating. And if you try to turn back to where the star is, the light is completely gone. There's no body. But the 5 beings that were there, you can now tell there were 5, are all standing there as if nothing happened to them at all. They weren't knocked back. But they're all looking down at themselves, like looking at their hands and their clothes and like touching their heads and touching their hair. And they're looking around as if they're seeing the world anew. And they're looking around, and the one that is on the complete opposite side of the circle from you is actually aimed right at you, gestures to you 3, and the remaining 4 look over. And they look at each other, and one of them grabs as much as he could, as much as they can, and they all teleport away. One of them, though, the one that saw you first, wasn't touched, and stays there, and he's like, "The fuck?" And he sees you all laying there, and he's like, "How much did you hear?"
Everything.
Well, that's unfortunate for you, isn't it?
I do believe the odds are in our favor.
Why? You're on the ground.
Stand up.
As he's speaking to you, several stones are lifted from the ground as he's approaching you guys, and they're like,
that's cheating.
They're hovering around him.
I look at the stars and use my mystic ability to sense any impending danger. With a 6.
I said only 4 times a day. You've already done it 5. The other ones didn't work,
so I mean, I only had 1 success.
I meant 4 attempts.
Okay.
That failed anyway.
Right.
But he approaches, and he's like whittling. You see him like spinning his fingers in midair, and you see the stones start to spin and like file down to points.
My foresight is telling me that we're in danger.
I think for once I agree.
Wait. Pull my hair out of the dreads. Just kind of wait. It's just your friends seem to have ditched you.
Yeah, I'll find him soon. He does not seem to be caring at all about your dreads. He says, "Yeah, I'll catch up with them soon. I know where they went."
Where did they go?
You're not going to live long enough to care, so...
I care.
Humor me.
Well, see, they went to a place where...
I do not look over my shoulder.
And he sees a beautiful woman walking by. And he actually does look... The stones drop to the ground, and he starts backing up from you guys and says... should join them. I'll leave you with a present, though. How about that? Our memory together. Is that great? I don't need you spreading the rumor that, like, stars are people, so... Have fun! And he earth bends a golem out of the ground. And he's like... Bye. And you hear his voice, like, running away.
You're supposed to go, bye-bye!
Bye-bye! And you hear the golem clattering towards you and see it clattering towards you, and you're all standing up and you're ready for battle if you want to fight this session.
Yeah.
Okay, then fight.
Well, first off, I just want to
You
point
can do
out. I mean, like, we can, like, totally outrun this guy. I mean,
He's not running towards you, he's running away. See.
no, the golem.
Oh, the golem. Oh.
I'll just let go.
The golem is about as big as a human, just so you know. It's girthy. But yeah.
A girthy human.
Can I go ahead? I'm just gonna zap it, and we'll see
Go for it.
if it looks like it does a bunch of damage to us. It's 5 points. Yeah, how'd you like that?
It gurgles.
Not much. Use a minor action to back away. Just always going to be trying to keep as much distance between myself and this thing as I can.
Pyra!
I'm gonna back up too, and God, I'm almost out of MP.
Do you
Only you
have-
had something that could do something about that.
I have
Oh,
something I can
well.
do. What? Oh. Mm.
Do you
Sure.
have anything
I'll-
that would hinder it at all?
Fire. I'm gonna pull out my
Let's talk about that.
lightning,
No.
ice. that's a thing.
It says slows target.
I didn't see that.
That's fair.
Yep. So I am going to back up, like just like a step, and like plant my feet, and then I'm gonna try to cast some ice at it.
You managed to ice it.
Yeah.
Roll your damage.
Yeah.
I think it's 1d4.
2d4.
For ice?
2d4 plus magic says right there.
Did I write it down wrong?
No, I'm sure you're right, but I'm surprised.
2d4.
It's probably to compensate for lack of burning.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, yeah.
2d4.
Wow.
Nice.
4.
Do it again. Not bad.
3 plus 5.
12.
Plus 12, yes.
You deal it 12 damage. You freeze one of its feet, and it continues to try to walk, and the foot breaks off, and it's like, and it tries to crawl towards you. It is slowed down naturally by its lack of foot, but it continues to move towards you, and it's able to walk like limply, a foot and a half. Centaur, attack this thing.
So you locked it in place.
Run into
You're a
it.
foot locker.
Yeah. That's right. Don't
Um,
I have to immediately take 11 points of pun damage.
Can we just like back up a little bit? Can you cast ice again? It's
I
trying
have
to just like
one.
break its whole leg off. It'd be great.
If I, use my little vial.
Okay. I run up to it. And I swing my Gladius, because I'm really excited to use it. Ah! 6 plus 2 is 8.
It misses.
Damn!
Tink!
Help!
That didn't go well.
It didn't.
You should try harder.
I'm worried.
I have concerns!
Because you are within vicinity, it aims for you. You are dealt 7 damage.
Ow. This is appropriate music.
Dionysa.
So I saw the as Horsey McGee over there got punched.
Horsey McGee.
How rough's he looking?
On a scale of 1 to 18, I'm about a 6.
Okay, that gives me some context. Correct me if I'm wrong. Heal is a ranged spell, right? Why are you messing with my car keys?
Yes, it is.
Just because they're right there.
Ah, fair deal. Then I'm going to cast Heal on Angor. Because I am Angor. Almost went to a bad place. 11 for the cast.
Totally cast grants.
Totally.
Totally
cast.
Totally cast brawl. That's 5 plus magic is 10 points of healing.
You are healed for 10.
I suddenly feel a lot better about this decision.
Are you applying your fairy discount damage?
I didn't on that one.
Boo! I forgot my first time too. Damn it, I forgot on the
I forgot.
knockdown. Oh well.
Yeah, I forgot a couple times.
Yep. I'll have to remember that. Oh well.
Are you... Oh, that would have been true damage anyway. So,
fair deal.
yeah. Alright. Pyra.
I'm gonna keep keeping away from it, by the way.
I'm gonna pull out the vial off my my belt and restore my MP.
So it's a minor action if you're taking off the belt, right?
Correct.
Cool.
So, 2d6 plus 4.
My D6. This is my D6.
Yeah, it's the regular.
Normal dice.
Regular cube. You want another one?
Oh, sure. Thank you. Whoop. 6 plus 5 plus
Damn,
4.
girl!
God. So you heal 16 MP.
Cool. Oh,
Surplus, unfortunately,
Cool.
does not apply.
okay.
That matter. She didn't get her back to full anyway.
Mm-mm.
Oh, okay.
She's been
No.
burning MP like a mofo.
I
She was
have.
at 1 out of 26.
Yeah. Yeah, I've done a lot.
Yeah.
So I can still
Yep. MP
cast
management. Yo.
ice again.
Mhm.
Still, yeah, okay. So I'm gonna do that again.
Now, I'm going to say as a friendly thing, the slow on ice ability does not stack.
No. Mm.
And it also doesn't stipulate, at least on there, how long the slow lasts.
It's due to resistance. Or due
It's just for one turn.
yeah.
If it does
It-
specify, it's for one turn.
Cool. So that means that, it would have busted out of the ice already. So doing it now would re-up it, which I would
That's true.
recommend
Okay.
personally.
Yeah, I'll just do it
But it's
again.
entirely up to you.
I'll do it again because I feel like that's the only thing that's gonna
D20 first.
hurt.
Ouch!
It fizzles. Does not burn MP, but just doesn't work.
Okay.
Okay?
Whoops.
Alistair. I don't remember your character's name.
And Goromir.
And Goromir.
That threw me off because I had a D&D character named Alistair. I
Dragon
was like,
Age.
what?
Dragon Age.
No, that's what I named my Forerunner.
Alright.
Alistair.
I swing. Because I don't have enough MP to smite.
Yeah.
11 plus 2 is 13.
It hits.
Yay, my Gladius.
Smack that.
1 plus 4 is 5.
You deal 5 damage.
Thank God for strength.
It turns to you, glares at you, and gurgles at you quite quietly.
Quite gurgly.
7.
Stop.
Wait, no, not 7 damage. What's your
6.
defense?
My defense is 7.
It deals you 4 damage.
3 damage.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, well done. It's alright.
No.
Dionysa.
What do I have? I have nothing. I really need to get a level up so that I can pick a skill. Zappity zap zap.
5 damage. Pyra.
I'm gonna ice it again.
Break all of its limbs off.
Please. Or
Oh, mana burn.
That is a mana burn, so you still
Damn it.
spend the MP this time. She's making up for all the 20s.
Yeah,
Yep.
right. That's what happens.
Your ability improved casting, I believe, if you roll
Roll a 1 on casting spells will result in spell failure but won't consume MP.
oh,
It's a
okay.
broken ability.
It's
Cool.
a really good ability.
That's good. I love that.
Okay.
Broken.
Thank you.
And Goromir.
Hi. It's my turn. Oh, awesome. I swing with my Gladius again. And I got a 5.
It fails.
Damn.
We all suck
We're
right now.
doing so
The
well.
golem the golem continues
You're
to
just-
make its way towards Pyra because you're not specifying that you're moving back. And as you miss overhead, it backhands you.
Ow.
Punchy.
What's your defense?
7.
It misses.
Yay.
Uh,
Dionysa. 5 more damage.
So you guys start taking spit. I dumped everything into
Yeah.
healing spells.
Heals. Heals.
Myra.
Heals. Heals.
I mean, if it's coming towards me, I'm gonna back up a few steps.
Okay.
Do it. I'll do it again.
Or you can burn it if you want to go for more damage.
Burn it.
Entirely your call. But for the fire. do the burning damage.
Oh. I was thinking, okay. Yeah. Maybe I'll do that. I was just thinking fire is not going to do much.
I don't know. It
rock.
might have resistances. Yeah, I'm not sure.
We'll
know until we try.
No, I'm going to do ice again.
Nice cast.
Cool.
Nice.
Very nice.
Nice.
Cute. 2, 4,
I said it first.
3, 4, 9.
9!
No.
It is slow to the point where as you're backing up and you know you're fast approaching fist range, it's slowing as it's like getting closer. So you're just like,
This is
oh,
really
thank
the
God.
That is like all stupid.
I attempt to do a cold shot and slice the ice arm off. Aya! 19 plus 2 is 21.
Wow. You do sever the extended arm that's
Yeah.
going towards Pyra, and it deals critical damage. What is your crit damage?
It would just be 10.
What's your dex? Nothing?
I don't have
Nothing.
dex. So
And
it's
no- and no
6
cunning?
plus 4.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cunning a centaur on that centaur.
I'm very cunning.
My
Long
foresight tells me.
It is looking distinctly disheveled now. Like it actually is having chunks of earth falling off of its belly as it's trying to right itself to hurt you. And it sees you right next to it, and it tries to punch you wholeheartedly with its left fist, which unfortunately is right-handed. It misses you. Dionysa.
Wrong hand.
Snaps up.
There we go.
Come on, Thanos.
Much more satisfying.
Pyra.
I just zap like this.
Oh, your zap blew a chunk off its side.
Cool.
Does that
I was
take
debating going for
MP?
call shot, but yeah.
Zaps can't call shot.
Yeah.
What?
Do zaps take MP?
Nope.
You're not.
They're completely free.
Okay.
Oh, that's another 0 ability.
Yeah. Finally.
What's the most useful one?
With my rod, I'll do a zap too.
What damage would that equal for your magic stat? Like, what's your magic stat?
Oh,
5.
5.
You kill it with your final zap, aiming for its head, and it blows its head off. It crumbles into dust in the middle of this crater of the star. And as you are all taking a big deep breath of thank God we survived, you look up to see if the mage is anywhere, and you see no one. However, you're seeing a bunch of people make it over the crest of the hill, see the crater, and you hear a lot of like voices, but also kind of like, "Where's the star?"
I
kind of
announced
voices.
very loudly. The star was a person.
Before you can speak, all of you feel this pinching pain
Ow.
as your wounds really start to catch up with you, and you're like, "We've been through a lot." And I got punched by a golem, and there was an ice creature, and I'm tired.
I eat my jerky.
I will say
You're like, star of a person.
you are quickly approached by a knight on horseback, and you are hardly able to make out his face in the darkness.
That would have been smart to ride horses.
And as he says something to you all, give me a d20 cunning check to see if you can actually make out what he says.
6.
5.
17, sir.
You hear him say, but neither of you do. Dionysa hears him say, "Where is Septimus?"
Who the fuck is Septimus?
Your companion.
Who the fuck is Septimus? There's only been the 3 of us.
This is not a joke.
Nor am I joking. Do I look like a jovial person?
You're either going to answer my question or you are under arrest.
I answered it, cocksucker.
He pulls out his man-and-a-half sword and bops you with the pommel, knocking you out.
Motherfucker.
Do both of you go willingly or not?
Yeah, lie to him. Go for it. Where's Septimus? Huh? All of us zero cunning
I
fucks.
can't use Mystic. My ally has an aversion with authority and doesn't like to be confronted in
I
such
don't want to
ways.
hear you speak unless it's answering my question, Centaur. Where is Prince Septimus?
You see,
Unconscious, like,
when I began talking, I was going to answer the question at the end of what I was saying. It just needed to be prefaced.
He looks at you. A crowd is starting to form around you guys. He looks at Pyra. I almost said Pyroar. That's a Pokemon. He looks at Pyra, who's like shiftily like looking around, like I don't know how to answer this, but I'm also a criminal who's killed parents, and I don't really want to be in this situation. Your authority, and Archimedes over here is
No, Archimedes is floating over here.
fuck. Alistair is over here. And Goromir is talking in circles, and so he's getting impatient and says, "All right, enough of this. You're coming back to the castle in Redstone."
Before I go,
Please cut his head off.
I would like to inform you that your brazen attitude
15,
doesn't
he
do
knocks you
justice. Oh, Jesus.
He looks to you and says, "Are you coming quietly or not?"
Yes.
Good. One of you. He ties your hands in rope, ties it to the back of his saddle, and you're marching with him. Other guardsmen are showing up, dragging a centaur and a human with you guys. You all receive 300 XP for the end of this
Yay.
star chasing quest,
Ding.
Yay. Ding.
and that will be the end of session.
I dinged. We all dinged.
So we all joke and say that ding is when we level up.
Oh, cool.
So we're all level 2, and our next level is 1,000 experience, just to let you know.
Oh, that's what that next thing is.
Yes.
Gotcha.
So we're only 450 away from our next level.
I had
75.
560. So.
Alright, so we're not going to record our level up, right? Like,
We don't have to, but I'd like to, if we don't do it on record, I'd like to say what you guys got
Sure.
next session.
Is that the end of the session?
Yes.
Goodbye.
What a cliffhanger.
Dun, dun, dun.
What an asshole. Hated that guy. Surprising nobody.
Which guy, the knight or Jeff?
I was
Both.
I was totally gonna
Both is good.
lie to him, but I was never able to get to my lie before I got knocked out.
Sounds about right.
Yeah. Bye-bye!
Bye-bye!
Thank you, Tommy. You have to do that every time. by the way.
Oh, okay. Markiplier's gonna sue me.
No, he's not. Alright.